I thought I knew her. I thought I could trust her with my life. But then I found the messages. One name, one single name, changed everything. A past she swore didn't exist came crashing back. Did she lie to protect me, or to protect herself? Her secret could destroy us both. Subscribe to Madam Red for more true-to-life confessions. The woman I loved wasn't the woman I thought she was, and the truth I discovered almost destroyed me. I first noticed something was off about her smile the night we celebrated our 6-month anniversary. It was small, tiny even, a crack in the perfect picture. But sometimes, all it takes is the slightest crack for the truth to start leaking through. Her name was Adaora, and to me, she was everything good, soft, and calm. The kind of woman who made you forget every other heartbreak you ever survived. I used to tell people that loving her felt like finally breathing after being underwater for too long. That's how deeply she touched my life. But even from the beginning, there were signs, little ones, that I chose to ignore. She never talked about her past. Not the way most partners do. Most people share stories about their exes, their childhood, their lessons, their mistakes. Not her. Whenever I asked small innocent questions, where did you school? What was your last relationship like? What changed you the most in life? She would always find a way to laugh it off, kiss me, change the topic, or simply say, "Babe, I don't like remembering the past. Let's focus on the future." I thought it was cute, mysterious, even admirable. I assumed she was just private. But privacy and secrecy are not the same thing. I learned that too late. There was this one evening, about 3 weeks before everything fell apart, when we were watching a movie on my couch. She had her head on my chest, tracing small circles on my shirt with her finger. My phone was buzzing nonstop from a work group chat I'd muted earlier. "Oya, let me see what's disturbing my baby," she teased and reached for my phone. I laughed and playfully snatched it back. "Leave that thing, Jer. It's stress." She giggled and sat up, but in her attempt to grab my phone, she dropped hers. It fell face up on the floor. A call was coming in, but it wasn't the name that scared me. It was her reaction. The phone vibrated once, twice, and before I could even read the name on the screen, she lunged forward with a fear I had never seen on her face before. She grabbed the phone so fast, she almost slipped. She declined the call, and then she froze. Her breathing changed. Her hands trembled. Her eyes avoided mine desperately. "Who was that?" I asked quietly. She swallowed hard. "Nobody. Just someone from my old life." Old life. Not friend. Not family. Not even ex. Just old life. Something about the way she said it sent a coldness down my spine. "Adaora, look at me," I said. She kept her gaze on the floor. Her lips shook. She forced a smile, thin, brittle, like she was trying to glue herself back together so I wouldn't see the pieces. "It's nothing, babe," she whispered. "Please let it go." I didn't push further that night, even though curiosity was burning holes in my chest. But that wasn't the only thing. Over the next few days, she became increasingly tense. She kept her phone on silent. She never let it out of her sight. She jumped whenever it vibrated, even slightly. She started checking the windows before sleeping. She avoided going out alone. She smiled less. She hugged me tighter. And honestly, I felt something shifting. Not in her love, but in her fear. Then came the moment that changed everything. It was a Saturday morning, still early. She was in the shower, singing softly like she always did. Her phone lit up on the bed with a message notification. I didn't plan to check it. I swear I didn't. But the screen lit up facing me, and the message preview flashed across the top. Just one sentence. Just 11 words. But they lit a fire that burned our entire relationship to ashes. "Tell him the truth before I do. Time is almost up." My heart slammed against my ribs. I froze. And in that moment, I realized something terrifying. Whatever she was running from, whatever she was hiding, whatever she refused to tell me, it was coming for her. And now, whoever sent that message was coming for me too. I stared at the phone as the water shut off in the bathroom. My palms grew sweaty. My breath grew shallow. And for the first time since I met her, I felt fear instead of love. When she stepped out of the bathroom, wrapped in a towel, her eyes immediately went to the phone in my hand. and all the color drained from her face. She whispered only one word, my name, but her voice broke halfway through it. And that was when I knew. My woman was hiding a secret big enough to shatter everything we built. Her towel was still clutched to her chest, dripping water onto the floor, but her eyes were fixed on her phone, still in my hand, like it was a live bomb that might explode if I blinked. What did you see? She whispered. Her voice was so faint, it almost didn't belong to the same woman I fell in love with. I didn't answer her. I couldn't. My throat felt tight, like swallowing would make the truth taste worse. Instead, I slowly turned the phone so she could see the message preview glowing on the screen. Tell him the truth before I do. Time is almost up. She let out a sharp breath, more like a gasp, then covered her mouth with both hands. Babe, she breathed, shaking her head. It's not what you think. I stood up from the edge of the bed, my heart pounding hard enough to feel it in my neck. Then tell me what it is, I replied quietly. Because right now, it looks like you're hiding someone. And something. Her eyes filled with tears instantly. I'm not hiding someone, she said quickly. I swear I'm not. But her voice cracked, and the tremble in her hands didn't match the confidence in her words. I unlocked the phone. It didn't need her fingerprint. She never changed her lock from when she first gave me the code months ago. That tiny detail, something I once viewed as trust, now felt like manipulation. The message sat there on the screen, staring at us. And under it, the sender's name. A name she once claimed she had never spoken to again. A name she told me belonged to a mistake of the past. A name she said was dead to her. But clearly he wasn't. Ade. The name felt heavy on my tongue when I said it out loud. Her whole body stiffened. Ade called you? I asked, my voice low. She shook her head violently. No, it's not like that. Then how is it? She wrapped her arms around herself, like she was trying to hold her bones together. I watched her inhale, then exhale, then inhale again, as if searching for strength she didn't have. I blocked him everywhere, she murmured. I didn't know he still had this number. I stared at her, disbelief rising. But you told me you cut him off completely. I did, she insisted. I swear I did. Then why is he messaging you? I stepped closer. Why is he warning you to tell me the truth? What truth, Amara? Her lips trembled so violently she had to bite down on them. I can explain, she whispered. But she didn't. She just stood there, shaking, blinking away tears, clutching her towel like it was the only protection she had left. I tried to steady my voice. Amara, did you lie to me? About him? She looked at me with wet eyes. Not how you think. Those were the words that broke something inside me. Because not how you think has never been the start of anything good. Tell me everything, I said firmly. She took a step toward me, tears running freely now. I will, she said, her voice cracking painfully. Just please, babe. Please don't think I'm cheating on you. I'm not. I would never hurt you that way. I wanted to believe her. I really did. But there was something hollow in her tone, something fragile in her posture, something afraid in her eyes. She was hiding something deep, something heavy, something she didn't want me to know. And the worst part? I could feel in my bones that whatever it was, it had nothing to do with love. It was something darker, something buried. She reached for me, trying to hold my hands, but I stepped back, needing air. Don't walk away, she pleaded. Please, let me explain. Then explain. I snapped, louder than I intended. Because right now, this whole thing makes no sense. Why is he saying time is almost up? Why is he involving me? What? My phone buzzed suddenly. The sound cut through the tension like a blade. She flinched so hard she backed into the dresser. I looked down. A new message. Same number. Same sender. Same man. But this one came directly to my phone. I opened it with trembling hands. And the moment I saw what was inside, my knees almost gave way. Because this time, he didn't send a warning. He sent proof. A photograph. Old. Undeniable. And in the center of it, Amara, wearing a ring, standing next to him, as his wife. I looked up slowly, and she burst into tears. Please, she cried. I can explain everything. Just don't hate me. But all I felt in that moment was the beginning of the storm she had tried so desperately to hide. I don't even remember how I sat down. One moment I was standing there staring at the picture on my phone, and the next, I was on the edge of the bed with my heart punching through my ribs. My hands shook as I zoomed in on the photo again. Her smile, his arm around her waist, the matching rings on their fingers. Amara wasn't just someone's ex. She was someone's wife. And the worst part? She never told me. My vision blurred for a moment. Not with tears, but with disbelief, so heavy it felt like a hand squeezing my chest from the inside. "Babe, please," she sobbed, moving toward me on weak legs. "It's not what you think. I swear it's not." I lifted a hand to stop her from coming any closer. I couldn't even look at her. My phone buzzed again. Another message from the same number. This time, he sent more than a photo. Documents, screenshots, court papers. My breath caught. I clicked the first file, a scanned marriage certificate. Her full name, his full name, a bright official seal. My fingers went cold. The next file was a set of chat screenshots. Him messaging her, pleading with her, threatening her, asking her to come back, calling her wife. My stomach twisted. The third file, that one broke me. It was a legal document. One I recognized immediately because I'd seen something similar years ago when my cousin was going through a messy breakup. It was a divorce petition. Filed, signed, stamped, but not completed. There was no final decree, no closure, no marriage dissolved. Nothing. She had started the divorce, then disappeared before the process ended. Meaning in the eyes of the law, in the eyes of society, in the eyes of whatever truth she tried to bury. Amara was still married to him, still legally bound, still somebody's wife. I felt the world tilt. I placed the phone on the bed beside me because the weight of the truth felt heavier than the phone itself. "Talk," I whispered. My voice was low, shaking. "Now." She broke completely. Her knees gave out, and she fell beside the bed, crying so loudly I had to close my eyes just to steady my breathing. I had never heard her cry like that. Painful, guttural, desperate. "I ran away," she choked out. "You don't understand what he did to me. You don't know what I survived." I kept my eyes on the floor. "What you survived doesn't explain the lies." No, I didn't lie to hurt you," she cried. I just wanted to start over. I wanted a new life. I wanted to be free." "Free? By pretending you never had a life before me." I snapped. She grabbed my leg like she was drowning. I was scared. I was scared you would see me as damaged. I was scared you would see me as someone with baggage. I was scared you would leave. I pulled my leg away gently. Her tears hit the floor, darkening the carpet. "Amara," I said quietly, "do you hear yourself? You told me you were never married. You told me he was just some guy who disturbed you in the past. You made it seem like a toxic situationship, not a legally binding marriage." She shook her head rapidly. I didn't want to remember it. I buried that part of me. I wanted to forget it ever happened. "But it did happen," I said. "And you didn't divorce him." Her voice cracked. "I tried. I swear I tried. But you didn't finish it." She covered her face with both hands. I was running. I couldn't go back to sign the final papers. He threatened me. He followed me. He tried to control me. I left everything behind just to breathe again. I swallowed hard. Her pain was real. Any fool could see that. But pain doesn't erase truth. And truth, no matter how painful, doesn't vanish just because you hide it in a dark corner of your mind. I looked at the documents again, the dates, the signatures, the addresses. Everything matched. Everything lined up. Everything was real. She was still married. Still legally tied to the same man sending me messages. Still hiding a version of herself that I never got to know. What was the plan? I asked quietly. Were you ever going to tell me? Or were you hoping your past would never catch up? She lifted her head slowly, her face wet with tears. I wanted to one day. I just didn't want to lose you. You didn't want to lose me, I repeated bitterly. But now you might. Her entire body shook. Please, don't say that. Don't leave me. I'm begging you. I stood up, and she cried harder, reaching for me, grabbing at the air like she was trying to catch my soul before it slipped away. But I couldn't stay in that room anymore. Not with the truth choking me. Not with her pain begging for a forgiveness I didn't know if I had. I walked to the door slowly. My hand hovered over the knob. Behind me, her sobs hit a pitch so raw it sounded like her heart was ripping open. Please, she whispered. Don't go. But I stepped out, closed the door, and for the first time since I met her, I didn't know if I still knew the woman I loved. I didn't want to hear her story. Every fiber of me wanted to turn around and walk out forever, to leave this room, leave this apartment, leave her. My mind was a hurricane of anger, betrayal, disbelief, but a part of me, the part that loved her, that always loved her, was still listening. She sank to the floor against the wall, water dripping from her hair, tears running down her cheeks, mixing with the faint streaks of makeup she hadn't bothered to wash away. She looked smaller than I had ever seen her, fragile in a way that scared me and pulled at me at the same time. "Please, just let me explain," she said, her voice trembling. "I need you to hear me." I hesitated. My hands balled into fists, my chest tight. Every word she said could be a lie, every explanation a manipulation. But something in the depth of her eyes, the fear, the raw honesty I glimpsed, made me stay. "Fine," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "Talk, and it better be the truth this time." She took a shaky breath and began. "I was trapped," she whispered. "Before you, I was trapped. Not in a cage you could see, but in a life I couldn't escape. He was controlling, manipulative, dangerous. I didn't know how to leave. Every attempt I made to get out, he found a way to pull me back. And I couldn't go to anyone. Not my family. Not the police. I had nowhere to turn. Every day was fear." Her hands shook as she gestured toward herself, her body curling inward as if shielding herself from the memories she was unleashing. My heart ached listening, torn between anger at her deception and sorrow for the life she had endured. "I ran," she continued, her voice breaking. "I ran and hid. Changed my number, left my apartment, everything. I tried to erase him from my life. I wanted to start over, to breathe, to be someone else, someone free. I couldn't speak." Every word she said was a dagger, but at the same time, it illuminated something I hadn't seen before. She hadn't lied to me because she wanted to hurt me. She had lied because she was terrified that if I knew, I would leave, that I would judge her, that I would see her past, and decide she wasn't the woman I fell in love with. "I never meant to deceive you," she whispered. "I hid my past because I loved you, because I wanted a life with you without the weight of that old life crushing us before it even began." I sat down on the edge of the bed, trying to process. Every sentence she spoke was a puzzle piece, a window into the woman I thought I knew. The anger I had felt moments ago warred with the compassion I suddenly felt. I wanted to yell, to demand answers, to tear down every lie, but I also wanted to hold her, to protect her from a past that still haunted her. "And the man sending the messages," I said carefully, my voice tight. "Who is he?" She flinched, her hands trembling as she pulled them to her face. That's him. My ex. The one I ran from. He found me. Somehow, he discovered my new life. That message, he wanted to expose me, to drag me back into that life. He's dangerous. I was terrified of losing you, of you seeing the real me, the scared, broken me. Her confession hit me like a punch. Part of me wanted to scream at her for hiding this, for keeping me in the dark, for letting someone else's past interfere with our love. But another part, the part that had been drawn to her gentleness, her resilience, her courage in surviving what she had, felt an overwhelming ache of empathy. "You should have told me," I said finally, my voice low measured. "Even if it scared me, even if it wasn't easy, you should have trusted me with it." "I know," she said, her body shaking with sobs. "I know. I'm sorry. I didn't lie to hurt you. I lied because I loved you." The words echoed through the room. Simple, yet heavy with everything she had endured and everything she feared I would never forgive. I looked at her, the woman who had captivated me, terrified me, and now revealed her raw, painful truth. My anger didn't vanish. My trust wasn't fully restored. But I understood. For the first time, I understood why she had hidden her past so desperately, why the shadows of her old life still loomed over us. Her tears fell freely, soaking the floor, soaking my heart with them. I wanted to comfort her, to hold her close, but I also needed to breathe, to gather the fragments of what I thought I knew and piece them together into something new. I didn't know what would happen next. I didn't know if we could rebuild. I didn't know if love alone could withstand the storm her past had brought into our lives. But in that moment, as she whispered her confession with trembling lips and tear-streaked cheeks, I felt one thing crystal clear. She hadn't lied because of malice. She had lied because of fear and because of love. And that truth, that simple, devastating truth, was as heavy as the rain pouring outside the window, as relentless as the storm now raging in my heart. The night felt heavier than usual. Rain drizzled lightly against the window panes, tapping a cold rhythm that matched the thudding of my heart. I hadn't slept, hadn't eaten, barely moved since she had confessed everything. But for the first time since all this began, I felt a strange clarity. The storm wasn't just in her past anymore. It was about to reach the present. A knock at the door shattered the silence. Hard, sharp, insistent. I froze. Amara flinched. Her body pressed against the wall, trembling. I went to the peephole. A man stood there, tall, broad-shouldered, his silhouette dark against the weak streetlight. Even in the shadows, I could feel his presence radiating control, authority, and menace. Her ex. "Stay back," I whispered to her. She didn't move. Her eyes were wide, panicked, almost pleading. I opened the door slowly. He stepped in before I could even finish moving. His gaze flickered to Amara and then to me. Cold, calculating, dangerous. "Amara," he said, his voice low and sharp. "I thought you'd learned your place by now." She shrank back. My blood boiled. "This ends now," I said, my voice steady, though my heart raced. I stepped forward, placing myself between her and him. "She's done running. Leave." He laughed, a cruel, hollow sound that made my stomach twist. "Running? She owes me, boy. She belongs to me." "No," Amara said, voice shaking but firm. "I belong to no one. I'm free. I'm done with you." I could see the truth in her eyes. Terrified, yes, but also finally standing up to him. I felt a swell of protectiveness that made my chest ache. I wasn't just standing for her anymore. I was choosing to stand with her. He stepped closer, menacing. I didn't flinch. I could feel every heartbeat, every pulse in the tense silence between us. Then I spoke again, firm. "Step back, or I call the police." For a moment, the air thickened. Then, finally, he gave a slow, measured step back, his expression unreadable. "You think this is over?" he hissed. "You think she can escape me that easily?" I didn't answer. I just grabbed Amara's hand, guiding her away from him, toward the safety of the apartment. That night, we made calls. Lawyers, family, friends who could support her. And for the first time, she wasn't alone in facing her past. She didn't have to run anymore. We filed the final divorce papers the next morning. She signed them with trembling hands, her body shaking not from fear, but from the relief of finally ending something that had haunted her for years. I sat beside her the whole time, holding her hand, feeling the weight of her pain and the strength it had taken for her to survive. Afterward, she broke down completely. Tears ran freely, but this time, they weren't cries of fear. They were cries of release. Relief. Freedom. "I can finally stop running," she whispered into my shoulder, her voice soft and broken, yet full of hope. I held her tighter than ever, letting her lean into me. And in that embrace, I made a choice. Trust had been broken, yes. Lies had been told, yes. But she had shown me courage, honesty, and vulnerability like I had never seen before. I wouldn't pretend it was easy. I wouldn't pretend that the shadow of her past wasn't still there. But I chose to rebuild with her, slowly, one step at a time. One careful, fragile step at a time. And just when we thought the storm had passed, just when the first rays of relief were settling over us, my phone buzzed. A single message. From him. "I'm not done." I felt a chill run down my spine. The ex had left, for now, but his shadow lingered. I looked at Amara. Her eyes met mine. We didn't need words. We knew the path ahead wouldn't be easy, but for the first time, we were facing it together. Her hand squeezed mine. I squeezed back. And in that grip, in that moment of fragile hope, I realized something powerful, even broken, even scared, even tested by lies and betrayal. Love could still survive. But survival didn't mean the danger was gone. The night outside whispered of unfinished business, of threats that had yet to fully reveal themselves. We would rebuild. Slowly, carefully, But the world outside our door still held shadows we couldn't ignore.